The guilty, troubled LAPD officer Joe Baylor works the night shift at a 911 call center while awaiting a court hearing for an incident that occurred on duty 8 months prior. He answers a call from Emily Lighton, a woman that reveals she has been abducted. While traveling in a white van, Emily is forced to hang up before she can provide more details. Joe relays the information to the California Highway Patrol, who cannot locate the van without a license plate number. Joe calls Emily's home phone and speaks with her 6-year-old daughter, Abby, who tells him that her mom left the house with her dad, Henry Fisher. After getting Henry's cell phone number from Abby, he is able to retrieve the van's plate number. Joe also learns that Henry has a record of assault, so he calls Sergeant Miller to send a patrol unit to Emily's home to do a welfare check on Abby and her baby brother Oliver. He also requests he send another to investigate Henry's apartment. Miller refuses to send anyone to Henry's without a warrant. Reminding Joe of his legal issues, Miller suggests he stop investigating. Afterwards, Joe calls Henry and demands to know where he is taking Emily. Henry hangs up after Joe starts asking questions in an accusatory tone. Joe then calls his former partner Rick, who is off duty. Joe asks him to go to Henry's house. Rick complies, but also expresses concern about Joe's upcoming hearing at which he is set to provide testimony. Joe receives a panicked call from Abby when 2 officers arrive at her home. He instructs her to let them in. The officers notice blood on Abby, and upon searching the property, find Oliver in the bedroom either gravely injured or dead. Joe calls Henry and accuses him of killing his son. Henry hangs up again. On the line again with Emily, Joe tells her to try to crash the van. Emily makes an attempt to no avail. Meanwhile, Rick breaks into Henry's apartment and finds documents showing that Emily had recently been a patient in a psychiatric treatment facility in San Bernardino. Back on the phone with Emily, she admits she thinks she will die and does not want to be locked up again. Emily goes on to say that she believed Oliver had snakes in his stomach and that she took them out. Joe realizes that Emily was the one who hurt baby Oliver, and Henry is trying to have her readmitted to the psychiatric hospital. Outside of the van, Emily hits Henry with a brick and runs away. On the phone with Joe, Henry explains that she had been off her medication for a number of weeks, as they could not afford them. Henry feels guilty about having left Emily, believing this triggered the psychotic episode during which she hurt Oliver. Henry does not trust the police and the criminal justice system due to his own legal troubles and because of the many failed attempts by various government agencies to help his mentally ill wife. Emily does not know what she has done, and Henry fears what she will do after she finds out. Eventually, Emily calls Joe back from a freeway overpass while preparing to commit suicide. Joe directs the CHP to her location while attempting to talk her down. He tries to distract her by revealing that he killed a 19-year-old while on duty because he was angry with him for hurting someone. Joe tells Emily that Abby needs her and that he promised Abby she would come home. As officers arrive, Emily hangs up. After repeated attempts to call her back, Joe calls the CHP dispatcher, who conveys that Emily's alive. He then learns that baby Oliver is alive and in the hospital, recovering from his injuries. An overcome Joe calls Rick and asks him to tell the truth at the hearing, even if it means he will spend years in prison. Joe then announces to the media that he will plead guilty to a charge of manslaughter.